Isaac and Jeffrey, and today I'm gonna talk with you guys about our study case, which is student monthly expenses analysis. So why we choose this kind of student case? It is because it is relate to our daily life. I mean, like, we always face a problem about our financial. So we're gonna talk about the introduction for this study case first. Okay, most of students in our university, which is UITMRL, spend their money on various necessities every month. For example, food, transportations, entertainment, and also accommodations. So proper financial management is important to avoid overspending. Linear algebra, especially matrix, can be used to organize and also analyze our financial data efficiency. So this case study demonstrates how matrix operations help students to understand their monthly spending pattern. So what is the purpose of this study? Number one is to apply metric operation in daily life. Second, to calculate total expenses using metric additions. Third, to organize students' monthly expenses using metrics. And number four, which is the last one, is to compare spending amount among students.
So now I'll be talking about the methodology. From our slide, you can see that the monthly expenses of 3 students were collected and classified into 4 categories, which is food, transportation, entertainment, and accommodation. Which is the row 1 is for the student 1, row 2 for the student 2, and the row 3 for the student 3. So in our slide, you can see the A on the first row is 450, 120, 150, and 350. The second row is 500, 100, 180, and 400. And the third row is 420, 150, 130, and 380. Next is the first step is to calculate the monthly expenses. The total expenses for each student are obtained by multiplying matrix with the column vector 1. So the T equals to A times 1, 1, 1, 1. The calculation will be 450, 120, 150, 350, 500, 100, 180, 400, 420, 150, 130, and 380. Everything inside it is the A, so you need to multiply it by 1, 1, 1, 1. If you perform the multiplication, the student 1 will be 150 times 1, 120 times 1, 150 times 1, 350 times 1. If you combine everything together, the total will be 170. For the student 2, the calculation will be 500 times 1, 100 times 1, 180 times 1, and 400 times 1, which total up it will be 1000, 1180. For the student 3, 430 times 1, 150 times 1, 180 times 1, and 380 times 1. If you summarize it, it will be 1080. Therefore, the total monthly expenses is 170, 180, and No, 1180 and 1080. Moving on to the next step, which is step 2, is to calculate total expenses for each category. You need to add the values in each column. From the slide, we can see food is 450, 500, 420. If you total everything together, it will be 1370. Next is transportation. The calculation is 120 plus 100 plus 150, so everything will be 370. That's for transportation. Next is entertainment. Is 150 times 150 plus 180 plus 130. If you total everything, it will be 460. And next is the accommodation. The accommodation is 350 plus 400 plus 380. So the total will be 1130. So everything will be 1370, 370, 460, and 1130. Moving on to the next step, which is the step 3. The step 3 is calculate the average expenses for each category. Since there are 3 students, divide each category total by 3. So the food will be 1370. You need to divide that by 3, so you will be left with 456.67. Next is transportation. You need 370 divided by 3, and you will have 123.33. Next is entertainment, which is 460 divided by 3. It will be 153.33. Next is accommodation, which is 1130 divided by 3, and you will get 376.67. So the average expenses metric will be 456.67, 123.33, 153.33, and the last one is 376.67. So the result and discussion. In conclusion, this case study successfully applied linear algebra, particularly matrix, to analyze the monthly expenses of UiTM Arau student. The expense data were first organized into a matrix consisting of 4 categories: food, transportation, entertainment, and accommodation. Matrix operations were then used to calculate the total monthly expenditure for each student, as well as the total and average expenses for each category. The calculation showed that the total monthly expenses for student 1, student 2, and student 3 were 1,070 ringgit, 1,180 ringgit, and 1,080 ringgit respectively, with student 2 recording the highest overall expenditure. The average expenses for each category were 456.67. For food, 123.33 ringgit. For transportation, 153.33 for entertainment, and 376.67 for accommodation. This result indicate that food and accommodation make up the largest portion of student monthly expenses, while transportation and entertainment account for a smaller share. Overall, the objective of this study was successfully achieved by organizing financial data into matrices and applying matrix operation. The analysis became more systematic, accurate, and efficient. This case study demonstrates that linear algebra is not only a theoretical subject but also a practical tool for solving real-world problems, enabling students to understand their spending pattern, identify major expenses, and make better financial decisions through effective budgeting.
For the conclusion, we can say that this case study shows that linear algebra, particularly metric operations, has practical application in our daily life. By presenting students' monthly expenses in metric form, we can organize the financial data and compare more efficiently. Students can use metrics to monitor their monthly expenses and make better financial decisions. By this study case, we also gain a better understanding of how linear algebra can be applied and improve our analytical skills as mathematical science students. The study case highlight the importance of linear algebra as a valuable tool in both academic learning and daily life.